In this video we will learn that what are even functions and what are odd functions. So let's start. So let's start with the definition of even functions. If you have a function, let's say f of x, and you give it value minus x, that means you change the sign of your input from plus to negative, and the function still produce same output that it would have produced with positive input. Then such a function is called even function. So I will do some examples of even functions to make this concept crystal clear. In contrast to that, you can also have odd functions. And you can guess from this definition that what will be the odd function. So odd function is that you take an input, let's say in minus, and now your output also get the minus sign. So basically you get minus f of x. So let me give some examples of even and odd functions and how to remember them. So this is an example of an even function. So let me write EF, so even functions. I like to write abbreviations. So maybe I will create some abbreviation for the first time for the whole world, EF. So this is an example of an even function, and f of x is equals to x square. If I give any negative value to this function, my answer will still be positive, right? So let's say if this thing holds. So if I give function f minus 3, will it be equals to f3? This is just a test. So if my minus 3 result is equals to plus 3 results, then it is an even function. So what will be f minus 3? It will be like minus x minus 3 whole square. And what will be f of 3? It will be 3 whole square. It will be 3 whole square. So minus 3 whole square is also 9, and plus 3 whole square is also 9, because in this case minus 3 times minus 3 become plus 3, plus 9, sorry, not plus 3.
Because
so that
minus minus is plus and
yeah.
plus is plus.
Yes. So that means this is an example of an even function. Now how to remember that this is an even function is from this sign basically, right? So if my powers are even, then usually my function is also even because it will produce this result.
Usually or always?
Always, but there are some functions that are even but not based upon the power. We will do such functions also, right? So similarly, let's say this is also an example of even function, that f of x is equals to x square plus x 4. So this is another example of even function. Similarly, this is another example of even function, and so on. So I can make many different examples of even function. Now let's do an example of odd function, right? So example of OF, odd function. So in this case my f of x, any ideas? What could be example of odd functions? So if my power is not even,
X.
Minus x, f of x is to minus x.
X cube.
yeah, minus x will also work, but f of x is equals to x cube, because now if my sign is negative, negative will remain negative, right? So in this case I have to check this thing basically. So I will say if minus x is equals to f minus f of x. So let's check.
Can the x negative square?
No, that will not work. That will still be a even function. Anyway, so now let's check. If I put if I give it value of 3 minus 3, so minus 3. If that value, if the answer is same as f of 3, so f of minus 3 is equals to minus 3 whole cube and f of minus f of 3 is minus 3 whole cube. Now for this minus 3, we will say minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3, and because these minus 3 will become plus 9, and plus 9 times minus 3 will become
27 minus 27.
minus 27. So this here we have minus 27, right? And then here we will have, this is like minus 27, and this sign will make it minus 27. So here we also have minus 27. So basically this second condition holds here. So this is an example of odd function. This is example of odd function. So this was the odd function. Now in the next video we will learn that cos theta and sin theta, one of them is even function and one of them is odd function. So stay tuned.